The next phase of our resettlement drive is concerned with some communities that I have just mentioned in Marte and in Goza local government areas of Borno State. We have no other choice but to face them, as we shall not allow the current situation to overwhelm us and must remain the architect of the peaceful Borno we so much desire to reclaim. The recent setback we encountered on our way to Baga shall not deter or discourage us, as we must remain committed to our resolve to resettle all IDPs to their ancestral homes immediately. We must therefore justify the mandate of our people and should do everything humanly possible to meet their yearnings and aspirations as a government, inshallah. The resettlement drive of this administration is aimed at giving our people a sense of belonging and to ensure them pick up their pieces and move on with their lives afresh after the decade-long displacement. Therefore, we must help the returnees to engage themselves usefully in agriculture and other economic activities that will make them self-reliant, and provide the state with sufficient food to feed our people in the nearest future. I hope and pray that members of this committee will put in their best and live up to the expectations of government as the event unfolds, as no amount of sabotage will deter us from serving our people to the best of our ability. It could be recalled that I made a statement a few days ago when the Nigerian Governors Forum, led by the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, paid a courtesy call to the government and people of Borno State. What I said is that national development and national security are two sides of a coin, depending on each other. Once there is no security, there is no national development. And the serious challenges that we are facing now in Borno State, apart from the insurgency, is poverty. In almost all the locations that I have just mentioned, people are now living in internally displaced persons. People are forced to depend on all sorts of aids from government and non-governmental organizations. Considering the quantum of people we have in the IDP camps, their continued dependence on food supply from government and NGOs is not sustainable. And that has informed the decision of the insurgents to recruit more. Furthermore, if nothing is being done to return these IDPs to their original homes or to any area where it is safe, these insurgents will come and displace those of us who are living in Maiduguri. And that has informed the wise decision of this administration under my leadership to ensure resettlement of people to their ancestral homes. We are also very mindful of the security challenges that we are facing. And that is why the resettlement process has to be a gradual process. As soon as we relocate reasonable number of IDPs to almost all the local government areas in Borno State, then we shall focus more on stabilizing the areas. We shall never be in haste to return all the IDPs. It's never feasible. We don't have even the capacity to return all the IDPs at a time. Neither we nor the Nigerian military has the capacity. And therefore, this process has to be a gradual one. But let me assure you again that I will never be discouraged. I will never be afraid. And I will never succumb to any sabotage. We have very good lieutenants that are working with us. This job cannot be done by my humble self alone. Only that God has destined that I shall be the leader of this journey. And therefore, I want to again call all the indigenes of Borno State who are serving in this government, serving in the federal government and other organizations, and also all well-meaning indigenes of Borno State to partner with the government of Borno State, to partner with the federal government in ensuring the stabilization of the region. The only way that we shall ensure peace-building, stability, and cohesion is for us to become resilient enough. That's the only way. On the part of government, I wish to reassure you that the committees that we shall provide them with the enabling environment for the smooth conduct of their assignment within the time frame. The terms of reference for the committees are as follows: to continue with the rehabilitation and reconstruction work in Marte, Ngoshe, and Warabe of Marte and Kuka and of Marte and Goda local government areas, and then to also look into the possibility of rehabilitating and reconstructing structures that were destroyed by the insurgents, as well as those that were destroyed by natural disaster in Kirawa, Hambagda, in Kirawa and Hambagda. To undertake palliative repairs of Marte and Goshe-Kirawa roads in collaboration with the men of the Nigerian military, to put in place all requirements that will ensure safety of lives and properties of the returnees, which is very paramount, to facilitate the establishment of civil authorities on ground, to identify IDPs willing to return to Marte and other locations in Goda with a view to returning them back to their original homes. We have to be very careful. As I said before, even in Baga, that this resettlement has to be done based on voluntary basis. Nobody is forcing any person to return back. There is an increasing demand from the population that they want to go back home. Government has made assessment and we afford such assessment to the Nigerian military. We received clearance from the Nigerian military before embarking on such journeys. And mind you, the fact that the Nigerian military has given us clearance, that does not mean that we shouldn't experience any setbacks. We have to be ready to face such challenges. Because one of the tactics of the insurgents is to ensure that there is no human population in most of the locations in the state. The presence of human locations in villages and towns is a threat to them. So the earlier the better. We have to take destiny into our own hands. To address any other matter that is incidental to the smooth return and safety of the lives and properties of the returnees, including provision of food and non-food items to them. With these few remarks, I hereby inaugurate these very important committees.